I'm about to show you the importance of why you measure all your food with a scale. All right, guys and girls, if you've followed this channel and seen me make food, cook food, do day in the life, or if you follow any of my Instagram stuff, every gram of food that goes in my mouth is measured outside of a free meal. Here's the premise of that. If I want to make my scale weight go up, I have to increase the food. Well, if I don't measure it, how do I know if I'm eating 200 grams of rice, 250 grams of rice, or 300? If I want my scale weight to go down, if I'm doing 10 grams of olive oil and I'm really doing 16, how will I ever lose body fat? So in order to create a baseline and then to make change off of it, that's what we have to do. That's what my job is, right? I create an initial base plan that I assume is going to fit for most people's goals. And that is our base. Then based upon their progression, regression, or staying the same, then I adjust the macronutrients within their diet plan and their cardio to elicit change within their physique, whether that be to gain muscle or to burn body fat. So what I thought I'd do here today is a very common question I get is, why don't you just eyeball it? You've been doing this for 20 years. Like, you got to be able to get it right. And listen, if it was that simple, trust me, you think I'd waste time with that freaking scale? You think I'd travel with the scale? The answer is no. So to prove my point, what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try to guess this is what I consider a base meal for me. It is going to be 225 grams of cooked chicken, which is 8 ounces. It's going to be 225 grams of rice, which is roughly 56 grams of carbs. And it's going to be 8 grams of olive oil. So I'm going to have Chaz video the scale. I am not looking at it, and I'm just going to do what I would consider of get it close enough. To where, let's say if I forgot my scale, I'm on vacation, and I don't have time to go to Walmart, I just need to eat right now, this would be what I would consider a close enough. Because you can't measure food in cups. It's pointless. It doesn't make sense. I don't understand it. But grams on a scale, we'll see how close I get. The numbers to tie are... Because listen, the tie, meaning right on, is the only way I win. So let's start out with the olive oil because I have the pan loaded on here, and I'm going to try to guess 8 grams of olive oil. All right, Chaz is not going to give me any cues up or down. I'm literally going to stare at the pan so they know there's no cheating. What are we at?
Oh,
11. All right, so that's 3 grams of extra fat that I would have gotten with that meal. Now, what I'm going to tell you is okay, in the grand scheme of life, is 3 grams of fat, if I had one single standalone meal, going to affect my physique? No. But when I extrapolate that, if I eat this 2 or 3 times a day, over the course of a week, a month, and a year, think about how many more grams of fat I'm going to get. Now, if I'm trying to gain muscle, I need to take that north if the scale is sticking. If I need to take fat down, I'm probably going to have to reduce my fat content within that meal. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get 8 grams of olive oil, or 3 grams of olive oil, out of the pan, put it back in the container, and then so when I make this meal, I don't have too much food. But yeah, so I need to scoop out now 3 grams of olive oil because I was clearly wrong. All right, while the olive oil heats up on the stove, now I'm going to try to get 225 grams of chicken and 225 grams of rice. So, all right, here we go. This is all just shredded and cooked. Yeah. What are we setting at, Chaz?
217.
So 8 grams short. So over the course of 3 meals in a day, that's going to be 24 grams of protein short that I am. So again, it goes back to, it's the cumulative effect. Multiply that for the week, the month, and the year, and we're talking about a substantial amount of chicken. So, all right, let's try the rice now, because I think carbs are actually way harder. Scale set back to 0. I got the 225 grams of chicken on there with the help of Chaz. Now we're going to do the rice. So I actually think that carbs are way, way harder. I don't know why. Like protein, I typically have a better eye on, but we're going to see if I can get 225 on the dot. I'm going to try to do this like pretending that's about a half a cup. Maybe one more of those. All right, how close am I?
229.
So it's actually closer than I thought. So I'm 4 grams of carbs over. So if you notice that, the nutrients are actually reversed. If I was going to be off, I'd rather be off up in protein and down in carbs if I'm trying to lose body fat. So that shows you right there, like how much differential you can have. Now I know that most smart people are going to say, Chris, like that little varying amount doesn't matter. To me, it does. I want to be as precise as humanly possible. When I have a $20 scale that lasts me 5 years, it's worth the investment, time, effort, and energy that it takes me to measure my food. And it removes all worry and doubt, right? So if you take notes from this exercise, it is, I measured 3 macronutrients, fat, carbs, and protein that I do every single day and have done so for the past 2 decades, and I still can't get it right. I didn't get one of them right. And there was no trick photography, there was nothing fancy, there was not me cheating. That was a legitimate try to get as close as humanly possible. And I still didn't nail any of them. So if you're out there and you're wondering, should I measure my food? Should I not measure my food? Like, does it make that big of a deal? Yes, to me it does. If you're about taking your physique to the next level, to me, this is an essential step in doing so. So if you have any advice for me in this video, please measure your meals. It is super important. And until next time, like, share, and subscribe. Christmas TV.